100% Chelsea. Hello everyone, I am here with Son of Chelsea and we're going to give our player ratings for our first win in how long? Quite a long time.
I think it was the Aston Villa game, wasn't it?
It was.
But that feels so long ago.
It does, yeah, it really does. But the win at Dynamo Kiev, 2-1 at the bridge, Willian saves the day. We're going to give you our player ratings from everyone that played and how we rate them individually. Let's start off with the goalkeeper, Begovic. How do you feel he performed?
Being in the stadium, I didn't realise he made a mistake for the goal.
Yeah,
I didn't realise, as I was sitting in the hard and low, I didn't actually, I thought it was just a ball that fell to Dragovic and then he scored.
Yeah.
When you watch it back, it does look like a bad mistake, especially for Begovic, because he's a very short goalkeeper. You know, he comes out, he's able to collect the ball. If I was going to give him some sort of rating, maybe I'd give him a 5 out of 10 personally. I think considering the fact that he did make that mistake that led to their goal, I think that kind of pegs him down a little bit, but he didn't make, I guess you could call it a horrendous blunder, but I think I'm someone who does have a lot of trust in Begovic. I think he is a commanding presence. He's someone there that seems to be growing. I still think his communication with the back line has to become a little bit better. Actually, I think it was the corner that led to the equaliser. Remember, the ball came back and Terry and Begovic didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
There was a miscommunication and that's what led to it. So I think he needs to get better with communication, but it comes with time. But I'd give him a 5 out of 10 because he made that mistake.
Yeah, you're right. I would have given a 6, to be fair, but you're right. His blunder during the goal, and I saw it and I was just like, what are you doing? You've just flown out way too far. And you have 2 centre backs, and he crashed straight into one of his teammates. I think it was Zuma.
Yeah, and JT was covering behind him, so
yeah. Complete blunder. But thankfully we didn't lose or draw because of it. Right back, Dave, in his natural right back position. How do you feel he fared?
I think he's like Mr. Consistency.
Dave
He is. You can rely on him. I'm so happy when I see him in that right back position because that's what he still is, even though he's for a good part of 2 seasons now and a bit more he's been playing predominantly left back. He is naturally a right back, and when you see him there intercepting the ball, also one good thing that I noticed last night, he's able to help out a lot more when we're going forward. He's able to help out, and he didn't get beaten many times last night. So I think he was just Mr. Consistency, really. I think he is someone who just assured that place.
So what's your rating?
Probably give him 7 out of 10. Probably.
Yeah, I feel that's fair. I would give it 7 as well. You're right in everything. Everything you say. It's his natural position. It's what he's born and bred to do, and he just looks so comfortable. Over to the left, Baba. Now, who I felt had a much better game than the previous 2 that he's played. Someone compared him to let's not get carried away, but his performance last night compared to the style of Ashley Cole.
I don't really.
Would you agree? Do you feel he looked comfortable last night?
I'm not going to make comparisons to Ashley Cole because Ashley Cole is probably one of the greatest English left back of all time.
Yeah.
So I just thought he was absolutely brilliant, and for me showed exactly why he should be in the team.
Yeah.
Shut down their best player in Yarmolenko. The amount of times Yarmolenko trying to skill it round him, trying to mug him off, doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Baba Rahman at one point mugged him off, and then of course Yarmolenko went down injured. That's what happens when you get mugged off by a fullback. Go down, get injured. The amount of interceptions he made in that game when Kiev would try loose ball, he'd get in there, get the interception, and then bring it forward. Everything we need at the moment. For me, he's a solid 8 out of 10 for me. Just the best I've seen him play for Chelsea. I thought he was so key in the structure of the defence last night and impressed me so much, putting such a work rate. So for me, earns his place on Saturday, an 8 out of 10, that's my opinion.
Yeah, his movement was exceptional. I feel, that one of the problems we've had recently is we've been so static.
We look one step behind of everyone.
Yeah,
basically.
Just everyone's not moving. Someone gets the ball and it's like, where's my option? No one's moving. Baba pretty much orchestrated everything that was going on that left-hand side. And his long ball. There was one long ball that he sent to Diego Costa and blew me away because it landed right on his chest. So Baba, definitely 8 out of 10. Our centre-backs, we had JT and Zuma. How do you feel they both fared?
I think I'd probably give them the exact same rating. I'm going to both give them a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think they're exactly the same. I thought JT commanded his defence. He looked a lot more like the JT we knew. I think one thing people don't realise is I think JT feeds off big moments, like when he's under pressure and he has to perform. I see it a lot. You saw it last year when he went to QPR, hostile environment, performs. And of course he hasn't been performing this season, but I think especially after the Robbie Savage thing, it almost like it lit a fire in his belly, to really prove himself last night. I thought Kurt Zuma was just, I think he's so good. Why is he
so solid?
Why is he playing at right back? Why is he ever being put out right back? Because it just, I think it undermines and it puts him in a bad situation. He's not a right back. He should be in centre back, and that's where he was. He had a good, decent performance alongside JT. There was a moment where they got through. And
in the box.
Kurt Zuma, I remember seeing it. Even before they were going in, I thought Kurt Zuma's going to at least get to this.
Yeah.
And he does, perfect. He couldn't. If he got that wrong, it's a penalty and probably a red card.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So got it perfectly right, and that's what I love. I love the combination of Zuma, who has that pace, has the agility, with Terry and his experience. I think it is a really good combination.
Definitely, that tackle, just brilliant. It's almost, I want to give Zuma an 8 just for that tackle, because it was so perfect. He got nothing but the ball.
It's the same when he did to the Theo Walcott, if you remember that challenge.
Yeah.
One of the best challenges I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Literally, and there was a moment right near the end where Kurt Zuma ran in there with Ramirez as well, and he took Ramirez out just to clear the ball at the end, and I love seeing players do that.
On to defensive mids. We have Matic. How do you fare Matic last night?
I thought Matic was a beast last night. I really did. And I know people may...
He put in a shift.
He put in a shift. One thing I loved about him last night was there was a few times when maybe he had a sloppy first touch, but he made up... When he made a mistake, he made up for it.
He did.
There were so many times where he thought he ain't going to get to this, and he does, and he uses his agility to get to it. For me, as well with Ramirez, both of them just... workhorses throughout the game, just really helping out to stop any attacks, not letting anyone get past them easily. Once again, just like the centre backs, 7 out of 10 for both of them. Actually, no, I'll give a 7.5 for Matic, and I'll give a 7 for Ramirez.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, no, Matic, he's someone this season, when he does something wrong, he shrugs it off and he's just... Nah. And last night against Dynamo Kiev, he just, you could see it in his face. There was intensity. He just didn't stop running. He was sweating so much. It was almost like Zidane. If you remember when Zidane used to play, he was dripping every game. And Matic was literally like that. So you could tell he worked hard. That is what we want to see from all 11 players, and it's so good to see it last night. If we move on to the attacking midfield 3, we had Oscar on the left, which was a bit of a shock to see. I didn't expect Oscar to start on the left. I thought Hazard would be given that chance. But how do you feel Oscar fared on that left-hand side?
He naturally does drift in because he's a number 10, so he did drift in.
It's how he started at Chelsea when he first came.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Oscar had an amazing game, but I think one thing that's very a consistent theme throughout this team last night was the work. I think there was so many players last night who just, even if they didn't have a good game, they worked hard. You could say they put in a shift. And Oscar was one of those players, did the job that he was there to do, breaking up play, bringing it forward. I thought maybe his finishing could have been a little bit better when he got those chances. But for me, I wouldn't say he put a foot wrong. I'll probably go, just because I don't think he had that much of an impact on the game, I'd probably say maybe a 5 out of 10. But that doesn't mean I don't think I'm like slamming him there.
No.
It's just that he didn't do a lot, but he did put in a lot of hard work, which is what we want as fans.
Yeah, no, for sure. Oscar, he didn't have the best of games last night. He didn't, but he didn't do anything wrong. He just looked a bit laggy, if I have to pick a term. We're going to get to the subs later on because he was subbed off, but that's a fair rating. Fabregas.
I'd probably, in my matchday experience that I did for 100% Chelsea, I think I unfairly criticised him because looking at the stats that tell me whatever my opinion is, looking at the stats, he was one of the hardest working players, and I think I have to be fair here and say
he ran the most.
He ran the most. Yeah. He did give the ball away a lot of times, but to know he is putting in that shift, to know that he is one of those players who's constantly trying for Chelsea, is something that I've got to give respect for him. Maybe I'll give him a 5.5 out of 10. I don't think he did anything amazing last night. I think there was a few times where, once again, giving the ball away, maybe been a little bit too slow on the ball. But the fact is, the stats show he covered the most distance, I think.
He did. That's fair. I'd bump it up. I'd just give him a 6. Average, normal, standard performance. I agree with the 5 out of 5, and I agree with the points you made. Just the fact he covered the most ground shows that he was working. You know, the intention was there.
Yeah, people call him like a lazy player. You know, that kind of stops it.
Which clearly last night not the case. So I'd give him a 6. Fair, normal, standard 6. Next player, pretty much. I think there's no issue here. Man of the match, Willian. What's your rating?
I don't care.
Is it a 10?
No, I don't care how much abuse. It's 10 out of 10.
It's 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 here. I'm sorry, no, it's 10 out of 10. He deserves the wages of every player on that pitch.
He does.
He is, and you know, the amount of times this season, he has been the one player this season for me that you can say has actually improved from last season.
Yeah.
That has actually improved his game, has stepped up, added those goals, which is what you could have said was one of the part of his game that he had to work on, and he's worked on it. He's got better. That free kick on his own, I have been watching over and over again. It is being in the stand, seeing it go over the wall, and I thought this is in, and of course we all went crazy when it went in. He's absolutely brilliant. He starts all of the attacks. He's the one that starts everything. He works so hard. There's such a I hear a lot of from maybe opposition fans that these attacking players, they have to just attack. They shouldn't track back.
Yeah.
He is the someone that tells you as a player. He is a Mourinho player. Someone who can score goals at one end of the pitch and then can put in the work. So when I see players not putting that effort as the same as Willian, it annoys me, because Willian, who puts in that much effort, who runs from one end of the pitch to the other, trying to make something happen. That free kick and the performance and the way he's been playing, 10 out of 10. He won us the game last night.
For sure. He's the catalyst at the moment, to be fair. And the thing with Willian, it's like him and Hazard have literally swapped places.
Yeah, exactly.
Last year, Willian was the guy that you think, come on, step it up.
Yeah.
He couldn't deliver a ball to save his life, for sure. No, man of the match, definitely. Diego Costa, we know what he's capable of.
Yeah.
But last night, just shoot, man. I mean, everyone thought he would get a penalty. And I know, including you, and I don't blame you all, because the pace of the game is so fast. And when you see a player drop, you know, like that, you think, that's a penalty.
But that's the thing. I mean, I at half time tweeted out, I said, be unbiased.
Yeah.
Those who are at home, be unbiased. Tell me if it's a pen. I got the responses. It was not a pen, and when I saw it, it was so frustrating.
Blatant dive.
Diego, who there last season, would have somehow found a way to smash it in. Do you know what I mean? Even if he didn't, he would take a shot before getting taken out. You know, and it's so frustrating. No way that's a penalty.
No way. No one touched him.
No one touched him, and it's so frustrating with a player like that who is we think is a killer in the box. I'm probably going to have to give him a 5 out of 10, because I don't actually think he impacted the game at all last night. He spent more time rolling around on the floor than he did. Which I love Diego. I think he's absolutely amazing for the club, and I love him as a player, but I think last night didn't help himself at all.
I agree, 5 out of 10. And the subs that came on, we had Eden Hazard and we had Pedro.
And Gary Cahill, I think. Right.
Cahill eventually.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time in quite a few games a substitution has been tactically good for us. It's actually helped us tactically. Because Hazard and Pedro came on, and they made a difference. It's I think for the first time, one of the first times this season where Mourinho's been able to work some magic.
Yeah, let's just put this down. Hazard got the free kick that Willian scored.
Yeah.
That was Hazard's work. Hazard to me looked like he came on a different man. Pedro did what he did on the right hand side, but especially Hazard just powering through. And I know he had a side netting, but he looked more like himself, and that's what I love to see. I'm just going to give Hazard I'll give him a 6 out of 10 because the work rate. But then again, it's kind of hard
when he's only got
like maybe 15 minutes, probably under that, to do something. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. Pedro, I don't think he did more than Hazard, so I'll give him a 5.5. Because I thought he just worked hard, so it's kind of difficult. Gary Cahill, I don't know what rating to give him, because he just came on literally to clear the ball basically.
Yeah. Which he did a good job, so 10 out of 10 for him for that.
Yeah.
But
no, might as well
no rating for him.
There's no rating. Cause,
yeah.
So that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, Hazard and Pedro, they came on, they added a lot of pace. As we know, they're both really fast players. And at that time of the game, with fresh legs, they're going to make a difference against a back four that's tired. So, again, it's good to see. Those are our player ratings. Let us know your player ratings in the comments below. How do you feel each player fared against Dynamo Kiev? And now, on to Stoke. Let's hope those guys can keep it up or improve, because now we have room for improvement. The spirit is high, that confidence is starting to claw its way back up, it seems. So let's keep it up. Let's keep it up. But thank you for watching, guys. Subscribe to 100% Chelsea if you are new. Be sure to check out Son of Chelsea's channel at Son of Chelsea, and his Twitter at Son of Chelsea. Check out all the 100% Chelsea social media links in the description below.
Should be there. We should be there. And Willian was having to try and do stuff on his own all over again. Yeah. It was happening again. I don't know what to say anymore.